tired. I'm kinda sleepy. I haven't taken a shower yet, but I gotta wait for my other order to arrive. So I guess I'm playing Genshin and doing my assignments. I also want to listen to music, but since I'm gonna be doing the main story, I'm kinda not sure about this, so... Uh. How about if I just mute myself? That sounds like a good idea. Ano yan? What? Now, with all the days we learned, we're always one, we're always one somehow. Still the same, you know, I feel the stillness, feel the stillness now. With all the days we learned, we're always one, we're always one somehow. Well, to the gritty. Nanny. Fuck off, Facebook. This really is still the only Dendro damage bonus goblet I have. I'll go use it.
These bombs, so heavy.
Wow, what is up with these artifacts? Why are they terrible? Oh. That's why. Everything collapse. We build a world where there is no emotion. In this
I charge a higher rate to meet outside the office. It's time to pull the trigger. Don't tell me they did it again.
Now let me try by beating up this new boss. That is what I need for Candy's nuts, right? No. Someone is still thinking about someone else. Even in times of change, what matters? Yes. I also want to listen to the OST of the desert area. Gosh, how terrible. You know what, I'll listen to this later when I take a shower, maybe. Oh, but the ads will certainly be annoying. Yeah, new OST. I'm gonna play the songs in full volume. Screw you guys. Here we go. Yo, Kathy.
Ad Astra Avisosk. We meet again, you two.
You sound extra peppy.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
We already did all of them. Paimon.
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
What? No.
Wait, say what now? And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
No.
What kind of commission
What?
is that?
This seems like some sort of weird. This seems like some sort of weird social experiment. Did you guys really accept something like that?
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission.
Is this your idea of a
In that
prank,
case,
Kathy?
Please go to Port Armos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage. Hey, that's not any better.
No.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well. Paimon's gotta ask, just who exactly has been submitting
You're
these
Kusanali,
commissions
aren't
to the
you?
Adventurers Guild? Oh, the commissioner?
Alright, what was I doing again? Ah, right.
Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
I knew that the moment her voice actress and Catherine's English voice actress is actually great.
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions.
I much prefer
That kind of chance to
Catherine,
observe humans doesn't
who
come by
sounds
often.
dead inside in the English. In
So
the
it's
Japanese
Nahida.
VA, she's way too
I
lively.
just knew
The
Catherine
Chinese
wouldn't
is
crack
actually the
those
same.
kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head? From when she said, "Add Astra out of Sosk."
Which means
So
from
it's
the
been
very
you this whole
beginning.
time?
Anyway, so
Are you
that's a
done resting up, Nahida?
3.
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream.
Sounds nice. Want to tell us about it? We don't have a
It
choice
was
in the matter,
another
don't
dream
we?
about the Sub-Zero's festival, except it was a happy one.
I'm tired
In
of
my
dreaming
dream,
about
I
the
was sitting
Sub-Zero
in the middle of
Festival.
the flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really
That sounds
happy.
like a dream that's
I also got
literally
to sit on a
just for
gigantic
patronizing
flower
you.
carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children. You know, Nahida,
Right, that's
maybe
it.
your dream is how the Sub-Zero's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday. Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
I guess.
No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse.
Yeah, I'm
We
gonna
just
try
don't want you to feel
solving
too
this.
sad. By the way, have you had a chance to
2
visit
multiplied
Dunya's
by
eye?
3,
How's she
that's
doing?
6.
The Homianis haven't allowed any visitors after
3
the
multiplied
festival,
by
so we haven't been
negative
able
3.
to check on her.
Multiplying stuff like
Yes, I
this.
paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However,
Cool.
since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure
It
it by
is?
finding a way to take
This is
care
the
of
first time
Irminsul's
I'm
own
hearing
withering.
about this.
But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Sounds good to me.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme
I
like
solved
the
it.
Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival. So our
Right,
first priority
last
should
question,
be
at least for this
investigating
one.
and
I
putting
still
a
have
stop
plenty
to the
more
sages'
pages to answer.
activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here. Oh!
Yeah,
good
everyone
point.
can notice.
Sorry, adventurers.
Catherine.
We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
What? That sounds weird no matter what context it is. Oh my god, she's actually gone. Why can't she just use her own body?
Let's continue our chat
Is there a
here.
reason? Is it because Catherine is tall?
So do you have
Oh
any
my
ideas
god,
on
that's
how we
definitely
can
their only
investigate the
reason.
sages, Nahida? Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
Be a student?
No way, that's too risky. You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
And a student is the easiest thing you can
No,
try
it's
going
not
for.
that.
But yeah.
We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives.
You're
Doing
a god
that
of
would be
wisdom,
ignoring
aren't
the
you?
safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
Fair
That's a good
point, I
point.
guess.
Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
We shouldn't compromise our ideals. Let's come up with something else. We stalk someone until we find a friend, and then you do that, and then possess that.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
Cool. Then how about we just directly possess that key figure then?
I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals.
Obviously,
it seems
I
that
guess.
from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
3 multiplied by 11, that's 33,
I'm
right?
guessing not yet. But this
You guys want to know something weird?
If they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about
I'm actually way faster. And
In
multiply.
any case, I probably can't
Yeah,
take
I'm
over
faster
their
in
minds
multiplying than I am adding. I don't know why, but I'm super slow when it comes to addition. Everything else though, I'm kinda quick enough with. Addition and subtraction are kinda difficult, but multiplying and dividing are somehow really easy for me to do. What's up with that? I practice my multiplication tables. But I forgot to practice my addition.
You're super smart, so you
I'm
already
so
have
bad. I'm
something
the
in
best.
mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Okay. But aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Well, I've been thinking
If you
about
have a
if I
plan,
can't directly possess
that's the whole point of
viewers,
a brainstorming,
and
you
if
know?
I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
Do we know
You're
someone
saying
like
we should
that?
recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work. Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Al-Haytham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Sataria?
Sataria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing
Identify
behind
the
the
type
grand
of
sage
set.
of the Academia?
Finite, infinite,
We
or
ran
empty.
into her basically
I have
every
no idea
time
why
this
pronounced
Observer's
infinite is
festival
that like
repeated
that.
itself. You could
As
even
described
say
by
we're
the
old
following.
enemies by now. Paimon still remembers
The stars in the
snug
galaxy.
and mean way she always spoke to Nilu.
I mean, the galaxy is constantly
I've
expanding.
always liked observing all kinds
Are we
of
supposed to
people,
know that and write in
Sataria
infinite?
has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Yeah, this one doesn't require as much
Paimon didn't know
overthinking
she
from
was
me.
from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
The name Sataria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later
Can we
on,
pretend
she was
that
chosen by the
airplanes
sun.
in the night sky?
The star was
I don't-
given a
I'm
place
sorry.
in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters.
Fuck, it's actually a new month already.
The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky?
You know that's
But
not
in
how
the
the
end,
sun and the
she
stars
couldn't
actually
give
work.
up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
It's not a metaphor. Is that really not a
From the
metaphor?
sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the Academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, Many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't
I'll
be
go
fixed
read up on
anymore.
sets, just in case.
She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore.
Well, sounds like a prime opportunity for exploitation!
Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Setaria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just
10
happens to be a
days?
shopping day
That's so
for her.
odd.
That'll be our chance.
Why
To
10
prepare,
days?
let's go check out some of her favorite spots.
Does she not
and have a
bother
quick
using
chat
the
with a
weak
few of the
system?
vendors there.
That implies the school doesn't care about the weak system as well. Ah shit, the dialogues are done. I'll resume my reading later.
Don't you think my craftsmanship deserves a higher price?
Nah. Hello there, young lady. Oh!
This should be Setaria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
I don't think she should.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Setaria?
No, I already have enough information on Setaria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fates?
Should
The
Catherine
divine
should we
voice of
really
wisdom
be
often
letting
echoes between mine ears.
Nahida
If
show
thou be
herself around
blessed
as
to be by
Catherine
the
like this
gods,
much? I mean, she got
I
away
may
with
be
it
able to
during the
show you
festival.
way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh!
Come on,
My friend
Paimon.
here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Of course, of course. In that case...
Oh, that kind of fortune telling, huh?
Huh. It would seem that Haru
You know, it's kind of
Naruto
irrational
might
and
weary of
nonsensical
you.
for people of
Perhaps
pure
at
logic
some time in the past,
to still
you have
believe in
somehow
bullshit.
offended the gods.
We've offended plenty of gods.
Questioning the Lord of Geo's financial savviness and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, and also the thing we're doing with Nahida right now.
Nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Oh my god, we're actually so terrible now that I think about it. Forget the fact that I barely get to do anything cool in the main story. Apart from support the other main characters so that we can see how cool they are and we pull for them. We're actually kind of terrible. We're just here to get our brother back and get some money while we're at it, since we may as well, you know. Anyway, love life.
Love prospects? No
That's a
problem at
typical
all.
one, right?
The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... Huh? So many people will fall for
I'm gonna
you.
get a
How could
harem?
that be?
Hell yeah!
Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
I see no problems with that divination.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
if you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit,
I don't know if that's a less
perhaps
than
they
or
could help
greater
you
than
reverse the
sign.
wheels of fate.
Less than, greater than. Any real number greater than 5. Well, that's technically infinite, isn't it? Okay, this minor
I've
character
never
is
seen
hilarious.
Harut and Marut be so wary of anyone.
What did I do to you guys? I'm just doing my math homework while doing this.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
I guess she shops here?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
That
I
should be a
suppose
trade
you could
secret.
say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I
Multiples of
began
9.
making pottery by myself
There
in
are an
secret.
infinite multiples
And I
of
simply
9,
changed
yeah?
trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg.
What the
Since
fuck?
he had already saved enough mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
Smooth, Nahida. Real smooth. Cha-cha, real smooth.
That was
Anyway,
my first time talking
I
with
really
Miss
hate
Catherine.
how... Why does Genshin
I'm
love
sure I
doing
sounded
this
a bit nervous.
with their stories? Why can't they just get to the point? Why do they insist we always start off by talking to random people like this and gathering information? The information gathering phase at the beginning of
This
each
should be our
story
final stop.
is absolutely
Sataria's always
atrocious
thinking of
because
this
more
restaurant
often
when
than
she's
not
working
they
at the
don't mean
academia.
anything.
So she always comes by
When we could
whenever
just-
she's out in the city.
All it does is technically spoil
really thought of
shit for
everything.
us.
It's my duty to protect Samari's citizens, after all.
Oh, fuck, excuse me.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before. Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember. If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right. I've always been really
Finite, I
interested in
guess.
feats of marine engineering.
Unless you
After
count
all, I grew up
negative
in Liyue
numbers as
Harbor
numbers
and
that
spent
are
my
also
entire
less than
childhood
11,
staring at the
in which
ships
case that'd
going
be
in and out
infinite.
of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get into the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Guess that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
I
Thank
really
you so
don't know how to
much.
answer that first
As
one.
long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
Oh yeah, you're the foreigner working as a hostess.
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning
just
to
wanted
make
to know how
Sataria
they
face her
talk.
problems.
That's all that matters.
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos
Right,
are all making a
B's all
fuss about
about
the upcoming resurrection
in
of the
steps.
Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the faith of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's
Fuck,
done
it's so
is
hot, I
conspire
wanna take a
with
shower
the
already.
sages. So how do we set that up?
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be weary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
So you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
It
Possess
took you
them through
that
the
long to
Akasha,
figure that
imply
out?
that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King, and then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure.
Do you really
She'll
have enough
never guess
social
that we had
skills to do
anything
that?
to do with it.
I really doubt it.
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Me?
Huh?
Oh, that makes more sense, but
What? We don't know how to possess anyone.
are you gonna
That's
make
no
us do
problem
that?
at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Oh boy.
That
It's
is
gonna be the
pretty
heart mechanic
convenient.
as well.
But why does she have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
Well, looks like we don't have a choice.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Gotta break a few eggs to make
Don't beat
some
yourself
omelets.
up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
You know what? I'm actually really invested in my math homework right now. I'm just gonna let the time pass. And that'll be my timer. How are my uploads? Oh, and I can listen to music. Right, I'll be pausing the recording. Upload interrupted. Baloney. I gotta pee. Let me just resume these real quick. Then all I gotta do is pause the recording now. Right.
There are so many local specialties in Subaru. I want to buy more. Don't you remember your adventure plans, my lady?
Welcome. I hope you'll have a wonderful day.
There are so many local specialties in Subaru. I want to buy Don't you remember your adventure plans, my lady?
Welcome.
There are so many
I hope
local
you'll have a
specialties in
wonderful day.
Subaru. I want to buy more. There are so many local specialties in Subaru. I want to buy more.
I hope you'll have a wonderful day.
Don't you remember your adventure? There are so many local specialties in Subaru. I want to buy more. Don't you remember your adventure? There are so many local specialties in Subaru. I want to buy more. Don't you remember your
Welcome. I hope you'll have a wonderful day.
There are so many local specialties in Subaru. I want to buy more.
I can go listen to my own music.
Don't you remember?
Welcome. I hope you'll have a wonderful day.
There are so many local specialties in
In the
Subaru.
world before everything collapsed. In the world where there was no emotion.
Don't you remember your adventure plans?
see. Common to both sets. Even numbers less than 25. Odd numbers less than 10. That would be nothing. Cause I just sit in my little.
Don't you remember your adventure plans, my lady? Don't you remember your adventure plans, my lady?
There are so many specialties in Sumeru.
Ba-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Don't you remember your adventure plans, my lady? Don't you remember your adventure plans, my lady?
I want to buy more.
Don't you remember your adventure plans, my lady?
What does A minus C mean? Oh, difference. Yeah. Found in A but not in C. Odd number. That's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And B, even numbers less than 25. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The harder we don't hit us what else better. Yeah, I'll just map them all out, why not? Alright, so what can we find? Found in A, but not in C. That would be this, I guess. And this. Cool, I got it. Can be seen in B, but not in A. That's it. Any number greater than 10.
You laugh every time.
Oh, I got this. I read this wrong. Bò bò petak bò bò petak bò 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 petak bò 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 petak bò The pleasure is all mine. Didn't see that one coming. Ah, I'm so stupid.
I hope you'll have a wonderful day. Don't you remember your adventure plans, my lady? Welcome!
ASMR sounds with your screen off.
Under moonlight we kiss goodbye. You woke up wearing your disguise. Never give me something and don't think twice. All that told you all the things I would do, but doesn't matter when you chase after pleasure you can't have. Now look where you ended up fast. Just out of 7 billion people, you won't find another me. If you wanna have it all, I gotta run it on top of real, baby, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got to treat me like a lady. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I don't need no man to save me. Boy, I'll make you crazy. So look into my eyes and be real with me tonight. Treat me like, ladylike. Treat me like, ladylike. All the things I like to do, desire. I got 20/20 vision. I see through every lie. The stupid girls believing, but I'm another type. Yeah. Other plan for you. Don't infect yourself, this song is out of 7 billion people. You won't find another me. If you wanna have it all, you're never gonna be your baby, baby. You've got to treat me like a lady. Just let me up and prove what you're not at. No more to turn it around. Turn it on. If you wanna want it, then work it. Lord, don't let me down. You've got to treat me like a lady. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't need no man to save me. Boy, I'll make you crazy. Go look into my eyes and be real with me. Oh, baby, baby. Yeah. A intersection, B union C. That's a lot of number.
Don't you remember your adventure plans, my lady?
What does A have in common? What do they share? They share 1, they share 2, they share 3, they share 4. Okay.
Don't you remember your adventure plans, my lady?
Wait, what was I supposed to skip?
Specialties in Sumeru. I want to buy more.
Oh, hello there, I didn't hear this. Assignment, 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 assignment. There it is. Pages 45 to 51. Exclude 49. Okay. Well, right, let me... I'm so stupid. I didn't pause the record. You know what? I'm just gonna end the recording right here. To be continued.